Mm. Woo. Well, hey, babe. It's Jamie. That's me here. Welcome back to the channel, honey. Listen, I just came to chit chat with you guys really quickly, honey. We're not going to be doing too much, but we are going to talk about some of the things, all right? They have made the announcement. We already know who is going to be doing the Super Bowl, and we're gonna chat about it. We're going to chat about it for a second. We are going to chat about that thing for just a little piece, okay? Um, but before we get into that, make sure you guys are indeed coming into the video. You are liking up the video, please. Also make sure that you are subscribing to the channel. Um, Wait a minute, girl. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, and we are going to get into some things. Okay, so the first thing I want to talk about, because I was not even expecting this. Okay, I was actually looking for something else, and I popped up and I saw something that I wasn't even like aware of, and it's regarding Rich Homie Quan, and we are going to get into that in just a second. But can I say that Brian McKnight gets on my god nerves? I just want to say that he really does. It's like when he posts, like recently we saw where he posted him celebrating, I believe his stepson's birthday or something like that. And the way he parades those kids around because they're mixed or whatever the case is absolutely slick disgusting. It's giving do you actually love them for real for real? Are you trying to hurt your old children like Nan and Boo Boo? I'm spending their birthday with them and not with you. Like, what is going on with you? That man needs a psychological evaluation in my personal. I don't know what he has. Like, one of your sons has cancer, doesn't he? You ain't trying to check on him, spend no more birthdays. He don't know if he gonna get another one. Like, what the fuck? Like, listen, hell has a special place for people like you. And I just hate to see it. I hate to see it. It's like I roll my eyes when I'm like, boy, ugh. I can't stand it. He over there, so I can't. Anyway, girl, we know he has a poor relationship with his kids. He don't want nothing to do with his kids. He pretty much resenting his children for his own decisions that he made way back in the day. Child, I don't have time. Anyway, just wanted to call him a fool. Okay, talk about him for a little bit, but let's get into this Rich Homie Quan situation. Y'all know Rich Homie Quan unfortunately passed away. He passed away last week. So sad. He passed away last week. The girlfriend found him on the sofa unresponsive, is what she said. She called 911. She turned him over. She said that his mouth, it was foam coming out of his mouth or something like that. And just very unexpected. People have been alleging that it's due to drug overdose. It has been due to a bad pill. It's been a lot of different speculations out there. But what I do know is that there was something that came out last week saying that they have just finished the autopsy on him. So we should find out soon exactly what it is that happened to Rich Homie Quan. It still kind of seems surreal a bit. It's like, wow. It just still seems so surreal to say that this man is no longer with us. New details have come out, and it appears that they're saying Rich Homie Quan's brother found him asleep on the kitchen floor at 3 a.m. with food in his mouth. Found him asleep on the floor at 3 a.m. in the kitchen with food in his mouth, and then the brother moved him to the couch where he was later found unresponsive. Was that a typical thing? But maybe he was breathing at that time when the brother picked him up from one spot and moved him to the other. But let's get into this, okay? Let's see. They're saying this is a report from the Atlanta Police Department with Rich Homie Quan, okay? They said Rich Homie Quan was reportedly unresponsive for a longer period of time than initially believed based on accounts by his brother and his girlfriend. His brother told police that when he came home around 3 a.m., he saw Rich Homie Quan asleep on the kitchen floor with food in his mouth. Though he said it was unusual, he lifted him up and put him on the sofa. Then at 6:45 a.m., his girlfriend woke up to get the children ready for school. She saw Rich Homie Quan on the couch sleeping, but she decided to put a blanket over him and proceeded to take the kids to school. When she got back, she went right back to sleep and didn't wake up again until 11 a.m. when she went back upstairs or went back downstairs and saw him in the same position. She checked on him and realized his body was cold and he wasn't breathing. She called 911 and he was rushed to Grady Memorial Hospital where doctors pronounced him dead. His cause of manner of death are still pending, but investigators do not suspect foul play whatsoever. And that is so crazy because we're only hearing the girlfriend's account of it. And then we learned that the brother was like, well, I saw him on the floor at 3 a.m. in the morning. And I guess he was breathing to the brother. He saw food in his mouth and stuff. So he picked him up and moved him over there to the couch. So I'm like, could something have happened between the time that he was picked up off the floor, moved over to the couch? Or was he struggling at that moment to breathe, even though you may have felt the pulse? Or I don't know if the brother noticed it or not. But if you thought he was breathing or sleeping or something, did you notice him slowly fainting away at that moment when you went to lay him on a couch? And I can imagine how that's going to affect his brother for the rest of his life, because his brother may be thinking to himself like, damn, I could have saved my brother's life. If I would have knew what was going on with him in that moment, I could have called 911 and I could have saved my brother's life. I just really hate it for everybody, girl. I can imagine the thoughts that they're going to have for the rest of their life. The 2 kids. Girl, that is just sad. So we don't really know what's going on. People have alleged that it's been a drug overdose, bad pill, whatever. We really don't know what the hell happened. But we do know we'll find out in coming weeks. And I feel like we probably not going to find out till like November, end of October, November or sometime, when we learn of what actually happened to Rich Homie Quan. Like, damn, that shit sad as hell. Like, you just picked your brother up off the floor, put him on the couch, and you didn't know that he was likely probably struggling to survive in that moment. Probably having a life crisis right there laying on the damn kitchen floor. Is that something that's common? Something he usually do? I don't know. But if I'm coming in the kitchen, I see my brother ass laying on the floor, like, what the hell you got going on? Actually, I'm going to wake him up. I'm not going to pick him up and go put him, it's different, right? Because I'm a girl, okay? My brothers ain't no lightweight. Hello? I'm not going to just be able to pick them and throw that. Hell no. Grandma been to take some damn a bowl of water. But boy, get your ass up off this kitchen floor. Okay, it's probably, you know what I'm saying? Maybe he didn't want to disturb him. He looked peaceful, so he picked him up, carried him over. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he did check the pulse. I don't know whether he checked his brother to see if he was breathing or what he did. But let me tell y'all, that's gonna bother that man. That is gonna bother that man. The guilt is going to be weighing him down. I feel really bad for the family. I really, really do. I'm so sorry, y'all. Oh, I'm so sorry. That's super sad. 3 a.m. in the morning. But I told y'all, that man been slipped away at some point in the wee hours of the morning. It only made sense to me. The whole time she thought he was sleeping on the couch at 6:45 a.m., that man was gone. But that's just my personal. You know what I'm saying? But rest in peace to Rich Homie Quan. So sad. You know what else is sad? And I didn't get a chance to talk about it. I actually haven't. I feel like I had a chance to talk about it, but I haven't talked about it. And that is the school shooting that took place here in Georgia at Appalachee High School. And I just can't. Girl, it's just, them babies. Like, we lost 2 young men, two, young students. And there was a coach and there was another teacher, and that was a male coach and a woman teacher. And I'm just, girl, that was just that was so terrible. So terrible, so terrible. These kids going to school, it's a normal day for them. And you got somebody that wants to show up and just wreak havoc. And from my understanding, he was new to the school, never been to the school before. He was new to the school, showing up to the school to show his ass like that. Okay. That's what they say. He was new to the school. I don't know. All right. Because based on the past knowledge, the past things that I'm learning is that he threatened to shoot up a school previously. Now I don't know if it was the same school or another school that he had threatened to shoot up, which caused the FBI or police to show up at his door. But before we get to that, because I do want to play that, because I did listen to the audio, but then now they've released the video of the police actually showing up to this young man's door. But I was listening to a few of the students, and one of the black boys was explaining, how the woman teacher was and how cool she was and how she'll make these corny jokes, and I always thought the students would laugh at the jokes or whatever. And she was really nice, and he said on that day she was really adamant about him making it to her class on time, so he wanted to make sure he did that. And then after he gave his statement, he just, towards the end, he just started to like stare off in space like, dang, I didn't realize this was going to be my last day ever seeing her again. And you could just tell the shock that took over him. Like, what the hell just happened? Like, it's so sad. I listened to this other young lady, very brave young lady. who said that she was at the door when this young man Colt was knocking at the door, and he was knocking at the door, and he was like, open up, and she just said she looked outside, saw who, and shout out to her for looking out, just looking out, which is it should be a natural instinct. You just look out there and see who's out there, right? She sees him and sees him pulling out a gun. Right. And then the teacher's like, what are you doing? Like, open the door. Why are you just standing there? Like, open the door. She was like, no, he has a gun. So the other students had to repeat, like, she said he got a gun, you know. She never opened the door. And then shortly after that, they heard fire being shot in the hallway or whatever the case was. And so sad, so traumatic. You know, the young lady ended up looking for her sister. She was really concerned. She tried to FaceTime her sister. They were FaceTiming on the family group chat. At one point, you know, the group family FaceTime. And at one point she had to hang up because she didn't want it to be like any noise or whatever, because it's supposed to be quiet, you know. She didn't, you know, want to tick off anything or tip off nobody or nothing. So that ended up happening, where they ended up having to hang up the call. But thank God, once everything was over, they were able to find each other. And the way she just was so happy to see her sister, and the way that she was just like, you know, talking about her mom and how, you know, I might not be, you know, I might give my mama some trouble sometimes or whatever she was saying. But, you know, I've never been so happy to see my mom in my life and everything. And that was just like, girl, that was touching, girl. That was emotional. Like, I could just imagine how those babies felt in that moment, thinking like, oh my God, my life finna like end. Like, they probably thought about all their dreams and just everything. And it's just a frightening situation. And I can imagine how the teachers felt, you know, wanting to, you know, save their own lives and be able to take, you know, look out for these children as well. Like, a frightening situation. I know I saw one teacher, before I get to that teacher, I remember this one young man, he got on TikTok and he told his story. He was a student at the school. His mom was also a teacher. So he kept blowing her phone up, and eventually he was able to talk to his mom. His mom was literally right across from the class where I believe some of the shooting took place. Right, she was right across. And when the police finally got there, they went in there, they saw blood and stuff everywhere, and they took those kids out of that classroom, and she asked them if they could come over to her classroom. Then eventually, you know, when it was time, they led everybody out. Like, it was just chaos. But thank God, you know, that he was able to find his mom, because his dad ended up calling him like, have you found your mom, and all of this. And they, you know, it was good. There was another teacher that people were putting on social media, and she was at the door and she had this laugh, and people were like, why the fuck are you laughing? What you laughing about? Whatever. And I'm like, listen, some people react very differently when they're in these situations. I don't think that she was laughing because she thought it was funny, because she's still standing at the door trying to protect y'all. I think she's like nervous as fuck and don't know how to control her emotions and stuff like that, you know. So it was just a lot going on, so much so you had some of these news outlets. I believe it was one in particular. I believe it was here in I'm sure it was here in Georgia, but I believe it was WSB TV that put out a statement saying that it was a black young boy, and that black young boy actually ended up being a damn victim. Okay, ended up being a victim, not the suspect, as y'all sat up there and tried to portray that baby out. And, you know, they came back and they apologized for it. And I was just like, you know, well, I'm glad y'all apologized for it, you know, but I can imagine how the family feel. But then now when I think more about how the family felt, that you put a narrative out there that their child was the killer, knowing or not knowing, whatever, learning that their child was actually one of the victims, I just feel like y'all owe a lot more due diligence than what the hell y'all did. I feel like they were rushing to go ahead and put a narrative out there that help see, because most of the time we hear about these school shootings, I hate to say it, it's the white folks, okay? It's rarely that you see the black people that are out here doing these like school type of shootings, okay? Now, when it came down to that shooting spree that had happened a few years ago, now them two individuals that they was black when they was going all over the country kidnapping people, girl, crazy folks. But when it comes to the school shootings, typically we've always seen somebody that is white, unfortunately. And I feel like during the climate of this presidential election and everything, I feel like they rushed to put out, oh, see, it's a black person out here, Trump's probably gonna have a field day with this, only for y'all to have to backtrack, only for y'all pussy having to backtrack. Yeah, because y'all was wrong. You ain't had no choice but to put that statement out, because I know people was going to be on y'all ass because y'all fed false information. I talked to my best friend today, and she was over there like, I was telling my daddy about it, and he was over there like, can you believe the boy was black? And she was like, Daddy, that boy was not black. And he was like, yes, he was. And she said, no, that was a white young boy that did that. She had to show him. Okay, so I'm like, damn, imagine all the people that didn't know about the correction. Well, y'all are learning about the correction now because it's plastered all over the damn place. I don't know how he didn't know at the time, but anyway. Okay. So yeah, so now we're learning that it's this young man Colt. And with this young man Colt Gray, what happened was I believe he was in a Discord or something at one point, and when he was in this Discord, he was speaking on wanting to pop a school. And the police ended up catching wind to it, and one of the higher ups gave directives to one of the officers or FBI investigator or whoever to go to this young man's house or go have a conversation with him and see what this is about. You can wait until Monday if you want. And the man was, I ain't finna wait till no motherfucking Monday. I take this very serious. I'm finna show up to this house today. We finna get into some things on today. And that's what that man did. Okay. He went over there to that boy house and he got into some things on that day. Okay. Now I want us to check out what it is that happened. When this whole thing took place. So let me refresh it and then I'll get this up on the screen for you guys. And we'll go ahead and check it out. So let's go ahead and switch gears. All right, here we are. Okay, so let us get into it.
Just
hey Colt, what's going on, bud? Saying that somebody from your old address over there in Traditions,
yeah,
that made a threat to shoot up a school.
For real?
Yes, sir.
What? Tell me what.
You have any kids or anything living
Yeah,
here?
Colt Gray.
Colt?
Yeah, Colt. He's my oldest son.
How old is he?
He's 13.
Do you have weapons in the house?
I do.
Are they
For
accessible
real?
to him?
They are. I mean, there's nothing loaded, but they are down. We do a lot of shooting. We do a lot of deer hunting. He shot his first deer this year.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, so like I'm pretty much in shock, to be honest with you.
Well,
I'm a little pissed off, to be even really honest with you. I don't know anything about him saying like that, and I'm gonna be mad as hell if he did. And then all the guns will go away,
yeah.
and they won't be accessible to him.
Okay, let me pause right there. Number one, for him to say he's a little bit of pissed off, it's given that Colt make to me. And I'm maybe so far off base and I'm okay with that, okay? In my head, I'll say this. What came to my head was, you saying that you're pissed off. What are you pissed off for? You don't even know if your son said this or not. It's sounding to me that you could potentially be pissed off because he may have joked about this or mentioned some type of like this before for you to be pissed off. And then you say, if it's true, I'm going to be pissed off. Which one is it? Are you pissed off now or are you going to be pissed off? Okay. Then he says, if this is true, the guns are going to go away. That's interesting, considering the fact that after this investigation, he went and bought him an AR-15 from my understanding. From my understanding, you went and still bought him an item. I believe it was the very item that he used on that day. Okay, but let's keep going because this is from 2023. All right.
You know, I'm trying to be honest with you. I'm trying to teach him about firearms and safety and how whatever or wherever this is coming from is no joke.
Yeah.
Like, it's no joke.
But we wouldn't be here if it was.
No, I know. And I'm telling you right now, we talk about it quite a bit.
Okay.
All the school shootings, things that happen.
Yeah,
scary. Hey, are you getting picked on at school? He is. He's getting picked on at school.
Do y'all hear this? He's getting picked on at school. It's given to me a little bit that the dad is like, if my son did say that online, then to me, I feel like the dad is trying to justify the reasons as to why he would be saying that online. Because he's getting, bullied in school.
Dude, just
hey Colt, what's going on, bud?
I mean, which could be true, but
So did your dad
I still don't think it makes it right.
Said something about
shooting up a school.
Did you say something about school shooting?
Never, I just told him, I don't know what. Maybe they misheard somebody else. I would never say I was right.
You never ever
Baby
said.
Colt came out like he had something.
I'd hate to. My boss was even like, I don't know how old this information is, and if you want to wait till Monday to follow up. And I was like, nah, I'd rather do it now because.
So would we.
Because God forbid something happened and I didn't do my job. I'd feel pretty bad about that. Take it at your word, and I hope you're being honest with me. I'm not saying you're lying, but it's
a serious thing. Yeah.
It's not unusual for people to lie to police. If you look me in the eye and you tell me that's what you're telling me, I got no choice but to take it at your word right now. Okay?
Yes, sir.
But like I was telling your dad, if we find out otherwise, then it's a different story. Okay?
That's a really different story. Dude, just
hey Colt, what's going on, bud? Saying that
All right.
Somebody from your old address over there in Tradition.
So y'all pretty much heard what's going on with Colt. Okay, Colt came outside and he pretty much denied everything that was being said about him. He's like, I ain't say none of that stuff. I don't know where they get this from. I wouldn't say that. Whatever. Basically, he denies. Okay. Well, we fast forward to 2024 and it came true. Okay. And I hate it for the person that went to go and check on this, the investigator, because he mentioned, like, the guy says that, my boss or whoever said that I can come and check this out on Monday. But I was like, nah, this is serious. I need to go check on this now. Because I would hate for something like this to actually happen. I would never forgive myself. Y'all need to get him on the line because I can imagine how he feeling. Okay, knowing that he had this conversation with this man, but they never moved forward with charging Colt at the time because they did not have enough substantial evidence to charge him. So they just let it go. Okay. And here we are. All right. Now, speaking of here we are, what was also interesting, more details are coming out, and what we're learning is that the mother of Colt actually called up to the school, from my understanding. She called up to the school to let them know, like, hey, y'all need to get to my son immediately because I believe he's finna do something. Listen, he ain't gonna be able to come back from. Now, first of all, what his mom did come out and say, she says if she could take his place, or at least not his place, I'm sorry, if she could take the place of the people that passed away, she said she would in a heartbeat. Okay. Because she's probably feeling dead right now, child. Ain't no telling. I don't know how to take, Colt's mom without shooter. I don't know how to I don't know. Okay, the verdict's still out on you too. Okay, Colt and his daddy is currently locked the hell up at this time. I believe Colt has a few felony charges. I'm not sure about what his dad has. Okay, so we'll have to look at that. But as of right now, the mother has not been arrested, and likely because she gave that school a call to let them know what was going on. And my question is, did you give them a call because you already knew what your son was going to do and you really cared and you wanted to stop it and you ain't got no control of your son or something? Or did you give them a call so that you could distance yourself from what it is your son about to do because you already knew what the hell he was going to go down there and do? And okay, and when it all falls down, they're gonna look back at them records and be like, "Oh, well, the mama did try and stop him, so I don't think she had anything to do with this." I don't fucking know. Okay, but they go on to let us know that let's see, um let me go back up. Okay, I'm trying to get into this article just a brief amount. Okay, so they're saying that the county sheriff told ABC News that the timeline of the phone calls and events of the morning of Appalachee High School, the shooting is being investigated. Okay, they're saying this comes as allegations by the accused shooter's aunt raised new questions about whether Colt Gray's mother warned the school officials of an extreme emergency about 30 minutes before the gunfire on Wednesday. Now, the aunt is confirming to ABC News that his mom, Marcy Gray, called a school counselor on Wednesday morning, telling the school officials to find her son and to check on him immediately. Okay. Now they're saying the account is supported by a call log from the family shared phone plan, which shows a 10-minute call from the mother's phone to the school, starting at 9:50 a.m. So they was on the phone for about 10 minutes. Now I don't know if she was on hold for 5 of those minutes or what. I don't know if she could have been calling, to really get them to check on her, on the son, if it was a distraction. I just feel like everybody is in question at this time. In my personal, from the mama on down. Okay. But according to her, she called them to try to get them a warning or whatever. I don't know what the school officials had going on. If she actually talked to a counselor, that's who I want to see come to the front and confirm that a call indeed happened. Okay, and what was their call to action once they learned of that? Or did they not have enough time to react by the time the fires happened? Somebody needs to get on the line and confirm um those details. All right, the sheriff's saying that they are not aware of the call, but they are continuing to investigate at this time, so they are going to find out more details. Why is the aunt confirming that a call was made to the school when the school need to be confirming? And it sounds like the school is confirming that a call was made, or is it the school? No, the family's plan is confirming that she called the school. That's what it was. The family's shared phone plan shows a 10-minute call from the mother's phone to the school starting at 9:50 a.m. Okay. My question is, did she actually talk to a counselor? And if so, who the hell was the counselor did she talk to? So they're still investigating that. And I'm sure those details are going to come out at some point. Okay. Now, what we are learning is that Mr. at this particular time, all right, let's see if this is stamped for September 9th. As of yesterday, what they're saying is that this young man, Colt Gray, was charged with 4 counts. And let me get his and I don't know if did all this talking about this young man, but I don't know if we have his I didn't have his face up on the screen. So let me see if I'm able to pull his face in for the people. Let me see real quick. And some of y'all may have seen it and some of y'all may not have. So let's get that in. See if we could drag him over. All right. This is Mr. Colt, honey. This is the young man that decided that he was going to go into the school and take people's lives, okay? This is him, and I do believe that he's 14 years old, giving a hard 17-year-old, okay? But yes, he's been charged with 4 counts of felony murder. More charges will be filed, as they should, okay? They're saying his dad is charged with 4 counts of involuntary manslaughter, 2 counts of second-degree murder, and 8 counts of cruelty to children. He is accused of knowingly allowing his son Colt to possess a weapon, and you saw it on the video where he confirmed that, yeah, he had it. He just killed his first deer. Did it? He talking like it's a regular normal day out there where they be at. Okay, so that evidence is now being used against you, and it's really sad. You know, it's really really sad. I feel like I'm not gonna. I feel like a lot of families, whether they're white or black, do hunting and stuff, and I'm not really opposed. Y'all do what y'all do, but when they're not being used on a regular, but I feel like they should be kind of like locked up. They should be kind of locked up, you know. And then that's even sometimes difficult to say, because if your child knows how to shoot and they need to defend their home, they need to be able to get easy access so that they can defend the household or themselves for whatever reason. If the parent's not there or something happening down at the house, a burglary, I don't know. But at the same time, it's like, I just feel like you 13, 14, you shouldn't have access to that stuff. You feel what I'm saying? I just don't think you should have access to that stuff. So lock it up, lock it down, lock it down. And these are the consequences. It's really, really sad. It's really, really, really sad. Very unfortunate for the lives that were lost, and I'm so sorry. Rest in peace to all of them. Condolences to the families. And this is just crazy, child. Like, you just can't get up and you can't go no damn where. Like, it's crazy out here in these streets. I can't take it. But I wanted to talk about that because I didn't get a chance to talk about it, and it definitely was something that was on my mind. Okay, next up, I want to talk about Tyrese, because girl, why would Tyrese come to social media to let us know that chances are he's likely going to be locked up for child support? Basically, I don't even know if he said it was going to be for child support. He just said that more than likely he's going to be locked up. But he's been very vocal about this whole situation dealing with him and Samantha and her wanting more money, whether it's for child support or spousal or whatever they got going on. He feels like she's being money hungry. Okay, so they've been going back and forth about that. All right. I believe that he was supposed to pay about $10,000 or something like that in child support originally, or something. He got 2 kids, so I don't know. I think he was supposed to be paying child support for both kids. But more so, let's speak on Samantha kid, because that's the one with the court case. I think he's supposed to be paying like $10,000 or something. But either way, whatever it is, he racked up a lot of money. So they had to go to court. And when they go back to court, or when they went back to court, I think he had a balance of like $70-some thousand. Okay. And with him having that $70-some thousand balance, with it not being paid, the judge had, the right to go ahead and arrest him. So he arrested him for not paying his back child support. Locked him right on up. It's unfortunate. You already knew that he was likely going to arrest you. I understand that you may feel like Samantha may finesse with your money, but that was your wife. I hate it for you, okay? But get that baby girl her money. Okay? Pay what you're supposed to pay. Appeal it later. Do your job and appeal it later. In my personal, okay? Because now what we're getting is reports letting us know that Tyrese is now working on getting that $73,000 paid so he can get out of jail. And I'm like, I ain't got time for you, Tyrese, baby, because this could have been avoided. One, had you just paid what you were supposed to pay on a monthly basis. Outside of that, you could have also just paid it before you even went to court. Now you wait, get yourself locked up, wanted to see who was going to be outside the jail picketing and rioting for your, and so you saw when nobody out there, so now you over there trying to collect your coins so that you can go ahead and pay it off. And I don't have time. Okay. I don't got it. He says the judge illegally tried to bring him a $10,000 child support payment from California that I'm giving my 17-year-old currently to Atlanta for my 5-year-old. They have illegally cracked my prenuptial agreement. High without a court order, started giving my ex $3,600 a month in child support for a 1-year-old at the time on my own prior to going to court to do a divorce trial. And after 2 years of $3,600 a month, the judge decided to go back 2 years and turn my $3,600 into $10,000. That's called a retroactive child support payment. Well, see, here's the thing. Of course, it's retroactive. If you ain't got no proof to show that you've actively been taking care of this child, then chances are they're gonna get that back pay up out you. Okay, now if you've been showing you're having your proof and stuff, then it may be a little harder for them to do that. But he says they're appealing the rulings and stuff. So tomorrow morning, I'm sure he's gonna want to make an example out of me. So he's been trying to get the press and stuff. Now, granted, I'm not gonna say that Tyrese is wrong for how the judge is handling him. Okay. The judge could be out of order with handling him any kind of way. I believe he tried to get the judge recused off the case, and the judge said, "Baby, F you." Same thing the judge did in the YSL was a Young Thug trial. Okay, the judge was operating out of order. The attorney had to let him know about himself. We all want to get you removed because this ain't how the protocol is supposed to go. And the judge was like, "F you." And I feel like when people come to the judge and they're trying to get them recused from a case, I don't think the judge should be, in my opinion, to me, I don't feel like the judge should be able to make a decision in that moment to say, I disregard what you're saying. I think it should automatically go to somebody above them. It shouldn't go to them. Of course, they're going to dismiss it. They don't want to be removed from the case. But it should go above them. All right. But that's the protocol they created. So it is what it is. So I don't know. The judge could be completely wrong. But I feel like even though you're appealing it, and if that's still law and you want to avoid being arrested, then go ahead and do your due diligence. And then hopefully you can correct it on the back end. But you didn't. Maybe you didn't mind being locked up. Maybe you needed to be locked up for whatever type of plan you have in place. Okay. Now maybe it's a part of the plan for you. I don't know. But now what they're saying is that he is trying to figure it out. Okay. So that he can go ahead and pay this money back. Go on, get this girl this money so he can go ahead and get the hell up out of jail. Okay. So that's what it is that I've been saying. And good luck. All right. So there's that. What else we got? Let's get into this Mielle situation. So a lot of you guys, and I say Mielle, I think it's Mielle Organics, Mielle. I'm going to say Mielle. I was saying Mielle, I think it's Mielle. Mielle Organics. Let's get into her because last week over on TikTok, I was seeing women talk about, well, more so one woman bringing up lawsuits. Okay. She was saying that there was like a lawsuit. They're about to be sued. There's something that's been filed because they have a cancer causing agent in their products, allegedly, and that they were being sued for millions of dollars. Once this young lady, from what I saw on my timeline, and forgive me if this is not the order of events over on TikTok, but once that was figured out, more young ladies started to come out and tell their stories of them losing hair, right? And matter of fact, let me see if I could possibly pull that up because I didn't really save everybody's at the time. I was just watching like, oh, okay. But when I got on Instagram, I started seeing more people. Actually, before I even got on Instagram, I started seeing on TikTok the first lady that mentioned lawsuits. Then girls started to come out about their stories of their hair and Mielle Organics having their hair fall out. And then from there, I saw a statement on TikTok from, I believe her name is Monique Rodriguez. And I'll correct that once I get into more details. But she came out and she gave a statement or whatnot. And after that, that's when I started on Instagram. That's when I first started seeing more posts where people were talking about their hair, falling out or whatnot. But that's crazy. I don't think I've ever used their products. If I did, it may have been like I don't know. I don't think I ever used her stuff. I don't think I've ever. I mean, if so, girl, maybe my hair would have feel like I don't know. Okay, but I haven't used it. But it's crazy because so many people are coming out showing what it has done to their hair. This is crazy. Okay, and we're gonna get into it. We're gonna check out a statement from Monique herself, and we're also going to. I'm gonna read this statement first. Okay. Because she did put out a statement, and then there was also a video that she did, and then I don't think we're gonna listen to the full thing, though. I'm not gonna hold y'all, but we're gonna check out some of the other ladies that experienced hair loss, bald spots with this product. And I'm like, this is terrible. Okay. So she says, we understand that recent questions about our brand and products have caused questions. She says, well, we understand that recent questions about our brand have caused. Okay. We hear you, and we want to reassure you that our dedication to product quality and consistency remains unwavering. It is important to note that none of the negative experiences alleged have been medically confirmed as caused by our products. Interesting. That's a good point. She says our products are safe. Internal and third-party independent labs undergo rigorous and frequent testing to ensure product safety. And she goes on to say, we can confirm that there have been no formula changes to any Mielle products since joining. So I thought they sold it to Procter and Gamble. I know that that's been a lot of conversations when products are sold to Procter and Gamble and they take control over it. Then a lot of people feel like the products change, the formulas and the products change, and it seems like she didn't give full ownership to Procter and Gamble. Maybe they have a partnership, maybe she still has some ownership in her own company, but she joined them in March of last year. Okay, but it seems like to me these girls were alleging that their hair was falling out from this product beyond 2023. But let's keep going. Say recently there have been inaccurate statements on social media about our product safety. To clarify, no lawsuit has been filed against Mielle. Now, like I told y'all, one of the ladies was saying that a lawsuit has been filed. Okay. But she's saying ain't nobody filed no lawsuit against us, boogie boo. Okay, maybe they filed it against Procter and Gamble. She says, and we are not involved in any active litigation. All right, so that is what they are saying. And then she goes on to like give a statement. And you know what? I really don't even want to. Let's see. Let's see. Child, let's see, honey. Let's get into it.
Know me. Those that don't, it is Monique Rodriguez. I am the founder and CEO of Mielle Organics. I wanted to take a quick moment to connect with all of you all, our amazing community. It is important for me to... Hey y'all, those that know me. Those that don't, it is Monique Rodriguez. I am the founder and CEO of Mielle Organics. I wanted to take a quick moment to connect with all of you all, our amazing community. It is important for me to share the story behind why Mielle was started 10 years ago and express my gratitude for our incredible community of
I don't want to hear why it was started.
Care and ensuring the quality of our products. And that commitment has never wavered. So if you have any doubts, I encourage you to explore our labels from 2019 to 2024. You will see that there have been no formula changes. When you look at the rosemary mint oil SKUs, a beloved product and a staple in the community, since the P&G acquisition, nothing has changed. As a part of our deal with P&G, we have established Mielle Cares. That is a nonprofit arm of our company with a $10 million donation that was also generously matched by P&G because of their support of our community. At Mielle, our mission has always been to empower our community, to embrace their beauty and achieve greatness. So this partnership has allowed doors to open for me and for me to lead by example, to show other little black and brown girls what's possible. When you have a dream, you can scale it and you can provide better accessibility and great representation in places where we were not represented. We believe in supporting each other. We believe in lifting one another up. We believe in celebrating our collective success, because when one of us wins, all of us wins. So together we can create a positive impact that goes far beyond beauty for many generations to come. So I just want to thank you all personally for being a part of the Mielle family. Your support and your trust means everything to us. And we are excited to continue this journey with delivering you with amazing girl. We have been able to celebrate the underrepresentation of athletes in the beauty business more recently. Regardless, your support and your understanding means the world to me. Over the years, we have had the privilege of serving millions of customers who have experienced wonderful results using our products. And you know what? My whole family and I, including myself, are avid users of Mielle, right? Use this oil every day because we believe in the power of our products. So when I made the decision to partner with P&G, it was driven by my vision to take Mielle to new heights and become a global beauty brand. That vision...
Okay, so this is what she's saying, all right? And I feel like
Hey,
some part of me is like, well, why don't you try and connect with these young ladies that are saying that, this product is actually affecting their hair? But at the same time, she did say that, no, like, y'all haven't provided any proof aside from speculation that you believe my products are taking your hair out. Y'all haven't necessarily reached out to give me like hardcore proof, like, nah, this is you. So maybe that's why she's not, trying to connect with any of the ladies that's accusing her of this. Okay, but let's go ahead and check out some of what these other ladies are saying.
Oh my gosh. She's bald. She's bald and she's torturing people who
I have seen so many videos of people claiming to lose hair after using the Mielle products. I'm a dermatologist, I specialize in hair, and this is my theory as to why these products could cause hair loss in some people. And no, I don't think it's because the formula changed. Let's take a little look at the ingredients. Okay, this product is full of essential oils. So it's got rosemary oil, of course, but there's also a couple of other ingredients that I really want to highlight here. It has got menthol, which is an irritant. It's got peppermint oil, tea tree leaf oil, a lavender oil. Essential oils are honestly the worst culprit for contact allergies, which means that if you repeatedly expose yourself to them, like oiling your hair 1 to 2 times a week, over time, you can then develop a contact allergy, which basically looks like redness, flaking, and over time hair loss. And that kind of explains why your hair may have been absolutely thriving when you first started using it, but then 6 months later you're noticing itching, dryness, and your hair is falling out. And that can all happen with allergic contact dermatitis. This is my theory. If it is working for you, continue, but if you're experiencing anything that I've described and you're losing your hair, it's best just stop it.
Shit. Oh shit. Damn as hell. Like, I'm confusion.
Hey y'all.
Life does not.
Are you gonna show us something nice?
Oh my God.
Child, these people over here. And I don't know, but this is what I don't. Whoa!
Mielle Organics hair products ruined my hair. You heard me. Ruined my hair. I started buying their products back in like November 2022, and I know this because Mielle Organics hair products ruined my hair. You heard me. Ruined my hair. I started buying their products back in like November 2022, and I know this because it's all in my like Target app. I can see when I purchase things, and I used it probably up until this year, and yeah, completely ruined my hair. I couldn't figure out for the life of me what the issue was. I got blood tests done to get like my hormones checked and stuff because my hair was shedding uncontrollably, breaking, falling out, just a complete mess. And I finally realized that was the one product in my hair routine that changed and that I was using consistently throughout this time period, that my hair was just transforming for the absolute worst. So yeah, thanks Mielle Organics for that. I've seen other people on TikTok talking about their hair falling out, breaking, shedding. I even tried to insert some pictures in here of my hair this summer. I took braids out. Y'all, my hair, I had a clump of hair probably this big come out of my hair. I had the braids in my hair for a week. Okay? It's just so broken, so damaged, and every time that I would wash my hair or do my hair, that's how much hair would come out every single time. So I've resulted to now that my hair is a complete mess and tragedy. I have to go cut all my hair off. Yeah, I've cried about it. I've made my peace about it at this point, but it's just so sad that you don't even know and realize when you're using these hair products that this is what's happening to you. And to be specific, I use the rosemary line, the oil, and the leave-in conditioner. Never had scalp irritation, never had flaking, never had any issues with my skin or my hair from those products that would tell me or alert me to know that these products are an issue for my hair before anybody says that. So yeah, I just wanted to get on here and let y'all know, if you use those products and they work for you, cool. But to the people who use those products and your hair has started falling out, breaking, all these other kind of things, yeah, that's the issue. The products are the issue, and stop using them ASAP. I've stopped using them for a few months now, and yeah, my hair, I have to get it cut off. And I'll even show y'all my hair. It looks a mess, but this is what my hair looks like now. It's like so thin at the ends and everything. The top part, so damaged, broken off. I look like I have bangs. I never cut bangs in my hair. This is literally, yeah, I never cut bangs in my hair. These pieces of hair used to come down here. And you see where they are now, so yeah.
Yeah, I wish you would have showed us more pictures or whatnot. But yeah, so that's what's going on with Mielle Organics, girl. That is some crazy stuff there. Just wanted to show you guys that people coming out and alleging um that that's what happened to their hair. Okay. Hate to hear it. What I will say is that I went to Target the other day and I saw a lot of Mielle on the product on the shelves. So much so they put them on that back end cap. And I said, "Oh, I said they finna get ready to mark these down." Okay, because I ain't never seen all this Mielle Organic sitting on the back. Okay, on the end cap like this, girl. They shifting and moving this shit over because they are about to probably stop selling your products in a second. But yeah, it's an unfortunate situation for her. So hopefully she'll figure um that out. All right. So good luck. Let me know your thoughts. And have you guys tried any of their products and stuff? Have you used any of it before? Has it affected you? And if so, in what way? Has it affected you? Or are you using the products and you're like, girl, I haven't experienced none of what they got going on. Like my hair is still good and it's still healthy. Period. Okay. So let me know your thoughts on that. All right. Next up, what I want to get into is what everybody wants to get into, and that is this Super Bowl conversation. Okay. I definitely want us to talk about that for a second because everybody has had a lot to say. I know Nicki Minaj definitely had fired off a few tweets on the other day once she learned of the news. Now, you guys know that Kendrick will be um, performing at the Super Bowl in Louisiana for 2025. Matter of fact, this here is his ad for that.
What the deal, everybody? My name Kendrick Lamar, and I'll be performing at Super Bowl 59. Will you be pulling up? I hope so. You know it's only one opportunity to win a championship. No round twos. Let's get it.
Okay.
Boom! I won't want you to miss it. Meet me in New Orleans, February 9th, 2025. Wear your best dress, too, even if you're watching from home. Let's go. Yay!
So there's that. Okay, just a little piece. All right. So Kendrick will be performing. I'm not opposed to it. I'm here for it. Now, I do remember last year there was some conversation about Lil Wayne wanting to do it. I do remember that. I don't know if he made he don't really be on social media like that. I don't think so. I don't know if I saw a clip or what it was, but a video did resurface. But I promise y'all I remember him mentioning this last year about him wanting to do the Super Bowl. It was gonna be in Louisiana. That would have been iconic. I was like, oh, that would be dope. That would be fire. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, I don't even know if it was last year. I feel like it could have been earlier this year after Usher did the Super Bowl. So I think conversations, was it last year? End of last year, maybe? Maybe it was after Usher was announced to do the Super Bowl. I think that's when I feel like it was last year. But anyway, this came from last year for sure. Okay. Regardless of when I heard it, this video here came from last year. So let us get into it. Okay.
Let's think about this for a second. Lil Wayne, headline Super Bowl in New Orleans. How badly do you want to hear those words?
Just as bad as I would want to see my name at the top of that list when I was that whatever age it was, and I would bust into the office and get that Billboard magazine. Yeah.
Bad.
Yeah.
What makes your halftime show so special?
Please do not wear the camera at. Please do not feel disrespected if you are an artist from New Orleans, an artist tied to me in any kind of way in the music. But no, that's my moment. And I earned that moment. So no, I am not bringing you one. I'm talking. I'm singing.
And you shouldn't.
I'm singing all the hooks that you made, you wrote. I'm singing them. Bobby Valentino, all y'all. I'm singing them. Sorry. I am so sorry. Oh no. What?
Listen, I believe that, okay? I think if Wayne would have been able to do the Super Bowl, I think it would have been great. I think it would have been dope. I think it would have been amazing for Louisiana, especially New Orleans. You know what I'm saying? He from down there. So I think the people would have had a motherfucking time, honey. I promise they would have, but y'all have to understand. All y'all faves like Drake, Nicki, Tyga, who I'm trying to think of who else, Lloyd. It sounds like he wasn't going to bring them out, but I don't necessarily know, right? He could have potentially brought them out, Or maybe he could have brought out one or two people. Who knows? Hell, he probably would have brought out, wasn't he on that God Did song? He probably would have brought out everybody that had God Did. You know, he probably would have brought out DJ Khaled or something. It's not a guarantee he would have brought out Nicki and Drake, you know. So yeah. You heard Wayne say it right there. And this was in December of 2023. That man said, listen, if I do it, I'm not bringing out you bitches. I love y'all down. I respect y'all, but don't be sitting there thinking that you finna get some shine off my dime because that's my time on P. Okay, so it's really interesting to see, despite him saying that, people still love Wayne and they still go up for Wayne. Okay, you've had, I believe, Cam with Mace and their show saying something. You had Fabulous come out and say something. You had Pusha T come out and say some things in support of Kendrick. You've had Hurricane Chris come out and say some things that seems to be in support of Lil Wayne. Birdman even came out and had something to say. Now, you know, these are some Birdman. I do not take you serious, baby. Okay, I slick don't take Nicki serious either, but you definitely I don't take serious for sure because I know Wayne was at Essence Fest and I think I think he showed up or whatever, but you wanted him to come out to do something and he didn't do it, and I think you got in your feelings about it or whatever the case was and stuff. You've always been a hater when it comes to Wayne. You have, taken money from this man. You've done a lot of shit to this man. Okay, so it's just real interesting now that you want to just go up and have his back. I'm sure he appreciates that, but I don't see him giving you more shine, okay, than what you already got or anything like that, okay? But Nicki Minaj decided to get a lot off her chest, and a lot of people are believing that it's due to Roc Nation. They're saying that she's not fucking with Jay-Z. People are alleging that she wanted to be signed to Roc Nation. People are also alleging that Jay-Z gave the cosign to Miss Megan Thee Stallion by allowing her to be a part of that, and she feels a way about it, okay? Now, if there's anything else, y'all leave it in the comments because I'm not fully aware of everything in the beef that Nicki Minaj has with Roc Nation, Jay-Z. What's her name? Desiree Perez. Is that what it is? And it seems like Nicki may have even taken a shot at Beyonce. So she's not fucking with nobody over there on that side. Okay. Nicki said, God forbid if Wayne, and these tweets may be out of order. Okay. So forgive me. All right. But she says that, matter of fact, let's go to her page because I think Nicki might have everything up on her page, so we can just really get into it from here to make sure that things are not necessarily out of order, because I don't think that she deleted anything. I think she left everything up. So we're gonna hop over here to her Instagram, to her Twitter, I'm sorry, okay, and we'll get into it like that. So let's do just that. All right. So first off, Nicki says, okay, I love watching the whole industry play dumb time after time. LOL. The truth is the truth no matter who tells it. Picking and choosing who y'all accept truth from, then bam, pow. Might tell you a joke, but won't tell you a lie. Okay, she goes on. Someone says, that's why I believe her every time when she speaks. She's yet to be proven wrong about anything she says. Then months later, it's Nicki was right. I'm confused on what she's right about. And this is what I need people to explain to me. So she says, yep, and I never cared by the time they figured it out. Laughed my ass off. It's good for them. Gag City, DC. It looks like she starts promoting. Okay. She says, y'all know his next move is going to be to tell y'all a certain someone is being treated so unfairly so that y'all can go back into that trance. Now, some people wanted to believe that it was Megan that Nicki was referring to, that he will be coming out to speak on behalf of. And I'm like, when has he ever come out to speak on behalf of Megan? That would be for Beyonce, because earlier this year when he came out to speak, he spoke on behalf of his wife being treated unfairly at the Grammys or wherever it was at. Okay. So I don't understand her beef with this man. Meanwhile, he hasn't said anything, just like Lil Wayne ain't saying nothing. People are upset with Kendrick getting this position, and I ain't mad at it. Give it to Kendrick. It is what it is. Everybody that's from a city doesn't get to perform during their city location. You know what I'm saying? When the Super Bowl's at that location, period. Okay. It is what the hell it is. Let it go. Build a bridge. Get over it. Okay. I feel like Lil Wayne not being able to perform at the Super Bowl in Louisiana doesn't take away from his greatness. Okay. It's just that he's not going to be performing at this time. Kendrick has the biggest record, whether you feel like it involves Drake or not. Who gives a fuck? At one point, Drake had a big record, which was called Back to Back. Everybody was going up and praising him when everybody was talking about Meek, okay? When Meek was the person that we were making fun of, and now it ain't fun when the rabbit got the gun, okay? So now the gun has switched, and now it's on Kendrick. And Kendrick has been over here wearing Drake's ass out unintentionally after after the whole battle. Okay? And how y'all mad at the fact that this man dropped a banger and a few bangers on top of Drake's head when Drake was over there? Drop a 50 bag, 29 for the thought. Whatever he was saying, drop and give me 50. So he done dropped and gave your ass about 50 of them and got some more coming. You can't be mad because that's what you asked for and this is what you are receiving. It is what it is, okay? So people are feeling away about Kendrick winning the battle, and then now Wayne not being able to perform. I guess y'all thought with Wayne being able to perform, he would bring out Nicki. He will be bringing out Drake, and ain't no telling who else. But Wayne just sat up there and told y'all that, listen, it's no disrespect, but this my moment. I'm not bringing out none of you bitches. And granted, he's entitled to not bring out a single fucking person. Okay, he has enough for us to get lit off of just his talent alone. Okay, just his catalog. We don't really need nobody else. High key, low key. We can just enjoy Wayne for what it is. Okay, period. So there's that. Okay. Nicki goes on to say more, and she says that she says, go and enjoy your effing money before it's too late. One NIGGA took a knee. The other NIGGA took the bag. He gonna get you NIGGERS's in line every effing time. Okay? Time. And she's talking about when Colin Kaepernick took that knee. And then shortly after that, I believe it was supposed to be like this whole blackout and this whole strike or whatever the guys were doing. Next thing you know, Jay-Z decided to take this opportunity with the NFL. And since he's taking this opportunity with the NFL, we've had some way better damn performances. I'll tell you that. Okay, it's been primarily black folks. I will give you that. Now, what else he was supposed to do? I ain't gonna lie to you. I really don't know. I don't know what other impact he was supposed to make. I don't know if he was supposed to sit up there and help Colin Kaepernick or whatever the hell. Okay. I feel like at this point, Colin Kaepernick took a stand then only to sit up there and stand and say, hey, pick me. Can I want to come back? Forgive me. I want to come back. You did all of that to take a stand to now want to go back to the very league that you felt disrespected, whatever. But anywho, do what y'all want to do. Okay. In these streets, all right? Nicki goes on to say, got everything in the world, still spiteful and evil. Now, people be saying that about you, too. She goes on to say, disgusting, be happy you beg, go effing be happy, NIGGA, in rap business, in women business, when you got the politicians and the police, you good, though. Plus, that ugly Laffy Taffy alien. So, whoever she's talking about is a Laffy Taffy alien, and I slick feel like she may be talking about Desiree Perez in my personal, okay? But I'm over here slick, like, put a name on it then. Let the people know exactly who you say. Don't speak in code when you're talking to the big man. Okay, go ahead and put a name on it, ma'am. So then somebody says, IDK, if you peep this, but they do this with every hashtag, basically saying every time you see Nicki stuff, you see Rock Nation stuff next to it. She says, yep, everyone's aware. Clearly they don't care. So why should I? I'm going to do what the I'm gonna do, child, is what she says. She says, I tried to tell y'all, but y'all wanted brunch, okay? And remember, I don't know what went down earlier this year. Was it the when Nicki and Megan, was it around Nicki and Megan getting into their well, really Nicki was ranting on her own and beefing with herself high key after Megan sat up there and said Megan's law. But when they had the little semi battle, because it really wasn't a battle, because it wasn't a back and forth. So when they had the semi battle, wasn't it supposed to be like a Rock Nation brunch or something, and it ended up being canceled? Something happened and the Rock Nation brunch did not take place, and I can't remember what it was, but I know y'all gonna remind me in the comments anyway, because it's just how y'all is, child. But let's keep going. Okay, so Nicki says, somebody says, wait, this about Wayne? Oh, girl, sit this out, because he wouldn't be doing this. Okay, basically, these are her fans. They were saying, dang, I wish Nicki would realize, like, stop going up for people that don't go up for you. I've seen a few of her fans say that. And she says, oh, you think speaking up on injustice within your workplace should only be done if it's for a person who would do it for you? I'm really the realest NIGGA. Wow. Okay, so then she says, denying a young black man what he rightfully put in this game for no other reason but your ego, your hatred for Birdman, Drake, and Nicki got you punishing Lil Wayne. And it's like, why y'all made this about y'all? So you think that he has a hatred for Birdman, Drake, and Nicki? You think he hates all of y'all? Well, I need to know this is what I need to know. What is really going on, and make it make sense when you get in the comments, okay? She says, Nola, what's good? Eminem stood firm on having 50 Cent come out. A white man, SHI sad, house NIGGER teens, but it's good for them. No loyalty. Okay. Child, a mess. Is there anything else aside from these shoes that I don't think are cute in my personal? Um, somebody says the first rapper to headline the Super Bowl halftime show needed to be someone who would represent the art in its highest degree. That was not Lil Wayne in 2024. Now I have to disagree just a little bit. The first rapper to headline the Super Bowl halftime show, but Drake is a rapper. So what do you mean? Would he be the first? I don't know what this person is trying to say, but needed to be the first rapper should be someone who represent the I just feel like they're not making sense just a little bit. Now granted, Kendrick does have it going on in my personal, but I'm confused on what they're trying to say. The first rapper to headline the show needed to be someone. It didn't need to be. Like, what are you talking about? A lot of people don't have Kendrick's accomplishments and they still opened up the damn headline the Super Bowl. Like, what the hell did you talk? Anyway. So Nicki's like, God will punish you, mark my words. The man that has only pushed his pen the hardest but gave the game more than one hip-hop icon as well as on his watch. Represent the rap game. The best rapper don't represent the rap game well enough for you black people. It's like, that's your best rapper. That is your best rapper. That's why she going hard, so I get it. If this don't hurt your heart to read, it will one day. Look at how our legends keep being treated after they've given so much to us. Who are you? You God, judgmental. But it's like we doing all of this over Super Bowl, but you hoes ain't been coming out talking shit about the election. And a lot of people said they ain't even fucking with Wayne because he was acting like racism or whatever didn't exist, and then he taking pictures with Trump and shit like that. So a lot of people don't give a damn. You feel what I'm saying? Listen, it is what it is, child. Okay. I know I'm gonna be watching the Super Bowl because who I want to see is gonna be there, period. And even if he wasn't, I was still gonna watch, okay? But y'all let me know y'all thoughts about it. I think this whole ranting shit is crazy. Y'all doing all this talking and don't even know if Kendrick was planning on bringing the man out anyway. That probably was a part of the plan. I do believe that Kendrick admires Wayne a lot. And if Wayne wants to come out and that's something Kendrick wants to do, he probably was going to do that anyway because that's just how he is. But for y'all to sit up there and try and do this whole fucking rant when y'all was quiet as hell when it came down to this election so far, and y'all probably going to be quiet as fuck when it comes to the debate, for y'all to sit up there and do that, I just think that's whack. And now with y'all doing it, and if he does bring Wayne out, it's gonna look like he brought him out because everybody was going crazy, like he's like Wayne should have did it, so he felt bad that he should go ahead and bring him out when those probably was his intentions to begin with. Like, the hell, like, girl. And if he do come out and perform just a little piece or two pieces, then what you gonna have to say? He's still the headline though. He's still the headline. He could have headlined that thing. He's still the headline though. Like, I'm still mad. Well, stay mad, bitch. Stay mad. Okay. But that's all that I got, honey. I just wanted to come and give y'all a little something. I am Jami, that's me, honey. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share my videos. Follow me on Instagram and on Twitter at Jami, that's me. And I'm gonna catch you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.